Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1980 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today we have the third and final game of the three-game set at home versus the Yankees. We've lost the first two games of the series to the Yankees, and we have subsequently fallen from first place. So we're a half game back of Baltimore and a half game ahead of New York. And so we really are desperate to win this third and final game. And lucky for us, we have Morris on the mound. Yesterday's game, Ron Guidry pitched for the Yankees and shut us down from the very start. So we never really had a chance. Trammell did have 3 hits and a stolen base. He was the player of the game in yesterday's game for the Tigers, but much like the first game, we never were really even in the game. So, as I mentioned, we have Jack Morris taking the hill against Roger Slagle. Roger Slagle is a career minor league starter for the Yankees. He's pitched against the Tigers before. And I have mentioned in his other starts that he was a phenom in the minor leagues, and he got called up, pitched one game against Detroit in September, and he injured himself, and he was never quite right the same again, after that. And he pitched for a couple more years in the minors with reoccurring injuries, although he was, fairly successful. He just couldn't stay healthy, and eventually he was out of baseball by 1982. So. Morris on the mound here is 7-4. He's got a 3.89 ERA. He's won his last 5 starts in a row. So I have some high hopes for this game. The only bullpen person who's not available today is George Capizzello, our lefty, who pitched 2 innings in yesterday's game in relief of Billingham, who took a loss, but he pitched really solidly. The offense just couldn't get anything going for him. So against Slagle, the righty, we have our standard everyday lineup in there. Thompson, Hebner, and Gary Hancock all had the day off yesterday against the lefty Ron Guidry. So everyone's back in the lineup, and we are ready to roll. The Yankees have the same lineup that they've had the first 2 games. 2 righties and all lefties. So that'll be challenging for Morris. And let's get the game going.
Play ball!
As Willie Randolph leads off. And he's going to pop it up on the infield to Thompson. And that'll be the first out. So the number 2 hitter, Dennis Worth, the DH, gets an infield hit to Thompson. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a line drive. It looked like it hit the ground. So we'll take the out as Chris Chambliss comes to the plate. He's the only player in this whole series who has hit a home run. And here he weakly grounds out to Whitaker at second, and a 1-2-3 inning for Morris. And we head to the bottom of the first. We'll pull up Roger Slagle's numbers. You'll see there's that one game in 1979 that he pitched. 2 innings, had 2 Ks. This year, this is his 16th start. He's 6-5 with a 4.20 ERA. And, basically been pretty decent for someone who is really in his rookie year at age 26. But Whitaker greets him with a double down the right field line, and we're off to the races. Alan Trammell was 2 for 13 with 2 strikeouts against Slagle. He needs to do something good here as he grounds to first, moving Whitaker over. The infield comes in. And so we're going to try to get a sac fly from Kemp, who's 1 for 10 against Roger Slagle. And that might be far enough. Just a little less than 300 feet. Whitaker tags up and scores easily, and we have a 1-0 lead. So this is our first lead of the whole series. So we'll Hope that's a good sign. Hancock hits it into the gap in right center field, and that's the third out. So, top of the second, and here's Reggie. Reggie walks to lead off the inning. So, that brings up Joe LaFave, and he's going to get a base hit to center. And Jackson's going to advance to third, so already first and third, as the first two lefties of this inning have gotten on base. Gamble strikes out, so I will concede that runner at third if we can give the possibility of turning two. Oh, there you go. Well, LaFave steals second base on Parrish, and now I feel compelled to pull the infield in, because a base hit scores two, likely. There's a ground ball to Trammell. So Jackson's out at home, and LaFave advances to third, so first and third for Brian Doyle. Batting .349 versus righties, and .317 overall. And he's going to ground to Hebner. That's the third out. So Morris pitches his way out of the inning, and we head to the bottom of the second with Lance Parrish leading off. He's going to flip it to right for a base hit. Bringing up Richie Hebner. And Hebner is going to flip it to left field. It doesn't fall in, though. It's going to be caught by the left fielder. And that's the first out as Fisk comes to the plate. And he jacks it for a 2-run home run. Whoa, looks like it was off the scoreboard there. 441 feet. That's the first home run in quite a while for Fisk. And so we're up by a run. I hadn't thought of this until I went back and looked over a couple of the games, but Fisk, of course, was on Boston earlier this year, and we traded for him. He had two home runs in the opening game against the Tigers. So he's got a total of 8, and 2 of them came in opening day against us. Anyway, so Thompson walked with 1 out. Let's see if Barry Bonnell can keep it moving. Grounds to short, and that'll be a double play. So we have a 3-0 lead. I think I said 2-1, but what I really meant was 3-0. And so top of the third, number 9 hitter Johnny Oates grounds it back to Morris. And it's going to be the first out as we get to the top of the lineup again with Willie Randolph. And he's going to pop it up into foul ground, and Hebner has it for the second out. And Dennis Worth is going to hit it to the opposite field for a base hit. So that's the second hit for the Yankees. So 2 down, and Chambliss strikes out. That was the second K of the game for Jack. And Whitaker will lead off the bottom of the third, popping out to short. And that's 1 down. Here's Trammell. He strikes out. So 2 down, and Kemp's going to pop it up. So 1-2-3 inning for Slagle, who needed that after giving up 3 runs in the first 2. And we head to the top of the fourth. Reggie walked in the second inning, I guess it was, and he walks here. So, runner at first for Joe LaFave. And Reggie Jackson steals second base. What is going on with Parrish? So, runner at second, nobody out, and Joe LaFave strikes out. And here's Oscar Gamble. And a wild pitch sends Reggie to third. We're going to bring the corners in, but we'll keep the middle infield back. And it won't matter because it's going to be a base hit to center field, maybe a double. It is a double. And the first run's on the board for the Yanks. And now we have a runner in scoring position for Rupert Jones. Still only one out. Jones strikes out looking. So 2 down. And here is Brian Doyle. And there's a base hit. That's going to be the second run in for the Yanks this inning. And Doyle's got a double. So let's bring the outfield in for the light hitting Gianni Oates. And he's going to pop out to short center field. And the Yankees cut the lead to just 1, and they trail 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Here's Gary Hancock, who's going to ground it to first. It's 1 down. Brings up Lance Parrish. He grounds it back to the pitcher, and it's going to be 2 outs. So it's going to be up to Hebner to start a 2-out rally. And I think he just did with a home run to right field. That is Hebner's 9th home run. There's now 3 Tigers who have 9. Hebner probably most surprising. So Carlton Fisk, who had the other home run this game, grounds out to second, and we get one of the runs back and carry a 2-run lead into the top of the 5th. Morris sitting at 69 pitches. Here's Willie Randolph. He strikes out. That's 5 Ks for Morris. And that brings up Dennis Worth, who is going to hit a home run to left field. He has got Morris's number. He's 4 for 6 against Morris this season. And the Yanks get that run right back. So Chris Chambliss will come up as he flies out weakly to left field. It's going to be 2 down. For Reggie Jackson, he's going to take a 3rd strike looking. And Reggie's like one of the 3 true outcome guys. He's got 2 walks and a strikeout. And all he needs is a home run this game to complete that trifecta. So JT is going to lead off the bottom of the 5th by flying out to left field. It's going to be 1 down. And here's Barry Bonnell. He flies out to center. It's 2 outs. We're back to the top of the lineup with Sweet Lou, who's going to get an infield hit to short. And with 2 down, let's try to steal second base. See if we can't put a little pressure on. Yep, there we go. Whitaker steals second. So here's Tram. Tram walks. So first and second for Steve Kemp. Let's have a big blast right there. Nope, wild pitch. So the runners move up a bag. Both runners in scoring position for Kemp. And he's going to flip a base hit through the left side, and both runs score. So a great job by Kemp. 2 RBIs there. And we double up the Yankees 6-3 as Hancock grounds out to third. And we're heading to the top of the 6th. So I'd like to get Morris through 1 more inning. These are all lefties here, and the 3rd time through the lineup. So we're going to proceed with caution. Oop, there's a base hit for Joe LaFave. And, wow, I don't have Capizzello. Okay, so I'm going to take out Morris. I mean, there's just no point in risking it. So we're going to bring in Pat Underwood, who's been really good so far this year in relief. Runner at first, nobody out. Here's Oscar Gamble. He's going to ground it to Whitaker. And we get a double play. So I like that. That is nice. And Rupert strikes out. So great job by Underwood. And he'll face the first 2 batters in the 7th. And then we'll go to a righty, probably Tom Hume. Slagle's still in there, only at 81 pitches. But he's been ineffective for the most part as Parrish grounds out. That's 1 down for Richie. Hebner's going to fly out to left. That's the second out. It's going to bring up Pudge. Pudge hits it to first. Oh, and an error by Chris Chambliss. Fisk advances to second. That was a throwing error, so I'm guessing he must try to flip it to the pitcher. Okay, runner in scoring position for JT. And he's got a base hit, a double. He is a double for Thompson. Fisk scores. That's a 7th run. So we were saving all of our runs for the 3rd game of the series. Barry Bonnell's going to hit it into the left center gap, and it will be caught. So that's the 3rd out. So putting runs on the board. We're ahead 7-3. Brian Doyle, we cannot get that guy out. He was only batting 189 versus lefties, and he gets a hit. And then Oates walks. All right, so we're going to bring in the righty, as Underwood was terrible in that inning. Great in relief in the first, and then in his first inning, and then he was terrible there. So let's hope that former Cincinnati closer Tom Hume can right the ship. It's going to be a ground ball by Randolph back to the pitcher and a double play. That was unexpected. So 2 outs for Worth. I'm not really worried about that runner at 3rd, but I'd like to get Worth out. Oh, he squeaks it by Thompson. And that's going to be a double for Dennis Worth. Run does score. And now we're back to the line of lefties. So let's go to Hiller. And let's hope for the best here. Chambliss, who committed the error last inning, led to a run, grounds to short. And that's going to bring in Ron Davis in relief for the Yankees. A lot of people forget that Ron Davis was a Yankee before he went to the Twins and became their closer in 1979, the year before this year, right? Looks like he did get 9 saves for the Yanks, so maybe he was in that role briefly. I guess I didn't remember that. So he gets Whitaker to ground to 3rd. That's going to be the first out. Here's Tram. Tram is going to pop it up and foul ground, and that'll be 2 down. And here's Steve Kemp, who had that 2 RBI base hit, and he's going to strike out, and that'll be the 3rd out. So we're going to take Hebner out for Brookins defensively, and we're going to leave Hiller in there. See if he can't get through the rest of these lefties. I'll have him close the game out if I have to. Oh, well, I guess that might not happen, as Reggie's going to get a triple. So he needed the home run, like I mentioned, for the 3 true outcomes. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about that run at 3rd. Let's just get Lefebvre. And that's going to be a pop over Whitaker's head, but he looks like he's got it for the first out. So 1 down for Oscar Gamble. Gamble's going to pop it up on the infield. And that's going to be 2 down. So here's Rupert Jones. Here's 1 for 5 against Hiller. And he's going to ground it to Whitaker, and we get out of that. So we head to the bottom of the 8th. And Gary Hancock will be leading off against Ron Davis. He's going to take a walk. So here's Big Wheel, Lance Parrish. Parrish going to get a base hit into center field. Hancock goes to 2nd. And Tommy B's got an opportunity right at the Mendoza line. This can get him over it. Oh, he takes a 3rd strike looking. And 1 down for Pudge. Pudge is going to ground it to short. Will that be a double play? Yes. All right, so we need Hiller to get Doyle and Oates. And then we'll go to Lopez to close it out. Oh, man. Doyle, that guy is... I hate that guy. So here's Johnny Oates, runner at first, and Oates is going to fly out to right. And we're going to have to go to the closer, Senor Smoke, Aurelio Lopez. And, wow, Randolph is 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. So Lopez induces a ground ball to first. Is that 2 to end the game? No. Randolph beats it out at first. So the Yankees are down to their final out. Dennis Worth at the plate. Oh, he walks, and now the tying run is up with Chris Chambliss, who's batting .329 versus righties. Let's guard the lines so we don't give up an extra base hit. Come on! Chambliss walks, and now Jackson has got a chance for a walkout grand salami. Oh, man. Okay. So, yeah, okay, second and third doesn't matter at this point. Chambliss is the one we're concerned about. 2-0 count, and Reggie's going to pound it into the ground, and we squeak by with a 7-4 win as the Yankees made a go of it in the ninth. So, we salvage one game. We're still in second place, half game back. No trade offers, no transactions of note. Let's pull up the box score. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. I can tell that people enjoy the new title card. Yesterday's game, Game 64, was the most watched game other than my opening day game. So I appreciate everyone following along. Like and subscribe. And who's going to be the player of the game? This is going to be a tough call. Kemp had 3 RBIs. Parrish, I think I might have to give it to Kemp. Morris pitched had 6 Ks in 5 innings, but he couldn't really get through it. I guess we're going to give it to Steve Kemp. So he will be the player of the game right over here. And until next time, everybody, have a good night.